Once you've installed iWalkObservation and successfully entered in your registration key and name and email, it's time to get started using the tool set. To do this, we simply need to familiarize ourselves with both the main menu and the configuration menu. When you first open up iWalkObservation after installation and registration, you're going to see the blue main menu. It's from this menu that you can navigate to any of the 9 tools, as well as any of the walkthrough data and summary reports that are available to you. To get us started, we're going to go over to the configuration menu. And in the configuration menu, I'm able to add and edit my staff members, as well as edit and change any of the tools that I'd like to use for observation. Let us start by taking a look at editing staff. Click on Edit Staff simply brings me to this menu, where I can add a teacher and set my default location. Now, my default location was already set at the time of registration, but if for any reason that needs to change, I can do that here. When I add a teacher, simply get a new entry, and I can add in a teacher and add in the teacher's email address. If I'd like to add the position, it's completely optional. And then you'll notice that my default building location will be automatically entered in here. Now, if I happen to be an administrator or a teacher leader or a coach that goes to multiple buildings, I might want to enter a different building here, depending on where it is that this teacher is located. If at any time I'd like to delete this teacher, I can do so by just clicking on the delete key. If I wanted to add a second teacher, I'd go ahead and click on add and do that again. Once I've got my teachers in there, let's take a quick look at the tool sets. Now, you're going to want to explore the tool sets before you make some decisions on how to change them, but each tool set is customizable to meet your needs. Therefore, you can put in your language or your district's language and make it align to your curriculum and your state or national standards. Now, from the configuration menu, I would simply click on a tool and edit any of the information that I would like to customize. If I make a mistake and want to return this tool to its original state, I would simply click on the reset button. And by doing so, that tool will return to its factory level or original state. It doesn't affect any of the other tools, it only affects that tool. If I want to know more about a particular field, click on the info button, and it'll give you a little bit of information about the field and what it will mean to change some of that data. Now let's go ahead and go back to the main iWalkObservation menu. I know that I'm on the main menu when I'm looking at the blue screen. You'll notice right up here my default location is set, and if I had multiple locations, I could choose a different location. When I do that, only staff members under that location will appear, and that's going to be quite helpful for me if I go from location to location. As I walk into a classroom teacher's room, I'm going to make some decisions about what observation it is that I'd like to use. Let's say I'm going to use the noticings and wonderings. First thing it's going to ask me is, would you like to create a new observation using this tool? And my answer is yes. And then I'm going to select my teacher. And you'll notice that the email address is automatically populated for me. As I'm observing this teacher in this classroom, I'm going to go ahead and select where it is that the students were, what they were doing, where they were located, and what subject they were in. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my notes and perhaps a question that will help the teacher reflect. I can finally set any of my email signatures, which are customizable in the configuration menu. I can preview it. This is what will be sent to my teacher, and I can send it. When I click on send, it's going to activate either my laptop computer or my iPod, iPhone, or iPad's email dialog box. And it's going to send my walkthrough observation to that teacher's email. It's also going to carbon an email back to me. Now, if I have multiple administrators in my building, I may want to be sharing my observations with them. And one way I can do that is in the configuration menu. There's a box here for secondary email. And for example, perhaps I want to share this with my assistant principal. Every walkthrough that I do, he will get a copy of as well. And I can simply add his name in here, and along with every walkthrough observation that I do, not only will I get a copy, so will he. And of course, the teacher will as well. And then again, going back to the main menu, I want to show you where it is that you can edit your configuration or customizations for the signature files. We're going to go into Config, and you're going to see right here, Signature. I can add and edit up to 3 different signatures. Once I set and save, these signatures will be available to me from the main menu in any of the observations down here on the signature panel. That's all you need to know to get started. Go ahead and get on into the iWalkObservation toolset, go to Config, add your staff, and walk into a classroom. Let me know if you need any help. I'm just an email away.